I've posted a couple videos now about Descript Rooms and how great it is for remote podcast recordings. But there are still a few downsides I'd like them to address before we can take it on as a podcast production company. Descript Rooms is in beta right now, which means it's not quite done. I know the team at Descript is working really hard to add features and iron out bugs before it's fully released. So if you watch this in the future, some of these issues might have been addressed. But right now, in mid-October 2024, we're in version 1.01 of Descript Rooms beta. Here are some things that I need as a podcast producer before I can fully adopt it. And stick around because the last one is really important. So the first thing on my wish list isn't really make or break, but it's something that would be really nice to be able to take somebody from the Descript room and kick them back into the waiting room. I love the waiting room system to let guests in as you want to, and Descript Rooms already has that, but the ability to move people back into the waiting room temporarily and then back into the main recording room would be great. The next feature is much more important. I can't currently join a Descript room from my phone. I get this error saying my browser isn't supported, even though I'm using Chrome on an Android phone. Here's another minor one, but it would be nice to have. I love Descript's Center Yourself feature that helps guests get into the perfect position on camera. As a podcast producer and the host of the room, I'd love to be able to trigger that remotely to turn it on for my guests to say, I'm putting up a grid for you. Please center yourself using this grid, and then I can turn it off as well from my end. That would be really cool. There are two features that I really like in Zoom that I'd like brought over into Descript Rooms. The ability to mute guests as the host, and the ability to DM individual guests in the chat. Currently, Descript Rooms doesn't allow either of these things. I'm hoping they add them. And finally, the biggest feature that I'd like Descript Rooms to add is the ability to see what inputs for camera and microphone my guests are using. The best thing would be if I could see their full list of possible inputs and help them choose or remotely trigger them to switch inputs. As a podcast producer, the number of times people are using a poor quality webcam when they have a good one connected, or a poor quality microphone when they have a good one connected to their computer is crazy. So I'd love to see the ability to make sure our guests are using the best possible inputs, their great microphone and their great webcam when they're using Descript Rooms. So I'll be following Descript Rooms as it progresses and they add features. And hopefully by the time it comes out of beta, it's got some of these things on my wish list.